talk about social media lead generation and the listing process. So it's kind of a combo class, part one, part two. Do I need to take notes? It's up to you. You can definitely take notes if you feel something is important for you to look at, but you will receive all of the slides we'll look at today in a package like you see it on the screen. At the end of class, I'll show you how to get it, but you'll also get some different things that we'll look at: appraisal sheets, listing checklists, dialogues, offer summary, photo shoot things, all of that. So our goals today: understand how and why social media can increase your business. And then number two, solidify a great listing process. So we're not going to make it any more difficult than that for the goals today. We want to be able to boost your business, help you do that, show you why to do that. Even if you are experienced at running social media, maybe you'll pick up a few pointers here that we look at today. If you've never run social media, we'll also show you how to do that and kind of how to get kick-started to do that if that's something you want to add to your business. Come off of mute and answer this question for me. On the left side, where that first block is a list of where buyers found the home they purchased. Now think of newspapers, you as a real estate agent, all of those different things. Anywhere a buyer can find a home for sale and then they actually bought it. What would you say would be the top, couple of things that should be on that list?
Online.
Okay. Yep. What else? Well, oh, I didn't hear the second one. I heard online and then what was that? Say it one more time.
Drive by.
Drive by. Okay. Anything else? What would you think would be
website?
Website.
The agent.
Okay. The agent. Okay. Who said that? Oh, Alan. Okay. So
Yeah.
here's the answer. You're right. Internet and then real estate agent. Drive by, I think, is in here probably from this, yard sign, open house, for that purpose. Print, newspaper, all of that down here. So the second part of this question is, what do you think the percentage of all buyers? Obviously, we know number one is internet, number two is real estate agent. But what would you say would be the percentage of internet for all buyers? Now, ultimately, keep in mind, this is where they found the home they purchased. So you as the agent, you might find it online and bring it to them. That doesn't count as internet. That counts as you, the agent. So, just a little hint there that it may not quite be as high as you expect, but there's that reason. So what would you say percentage wise for the internet of where the buyer found the home that they purchased?
37%.
30%.
Any other guesses?
40%.
80%.
80.
50%.
65.
All right. So I think I heard between 30 something and 80 was maybe the range there. It's definitely in that range, but it's 51%. So those of you that were a little lower, maybe you're like, whoa, okay, didn't know. And maybe those that are higher thinking, well, maybe that's too low. And that was my initial reaction, is I thought it was a little bit low, but then I thought, okay, wait, real estate agents next at 28%. So that's 79%, almost 80% of buyers found the home they purchased between the internet and you. And you probably found it on MLS or, drive by or some source you found it. And so probably some of that was you on the internet. And so the reason we're looking at this class today is specifically for internet, social media, where people are finding the home they purchased. So that's a large percentage, right? The 51 there. Now, if you look at the bottom, we probably could have guessed this, but if there's not even a number out there. It's a star. You have to go down here in the bottom to even see what that means. Less than 1%. So print and newspaper, home book and magazine, other, I don't know what they consider other, but this is where all buyers as a percentage from a National Association of Realtors study came from, right? So part of the goal today is to figure out what we're doing with social media and why. And the other part of the reason is to look at things that maybe aren't getting buyers to the home that they're going to buy and where to spend our marketing money, whether it's, $50 for a listing or $500 or more than that, right? Whatever the marketing money you have, we want to make sure it has the best return on investment for you as an agent. So obviously internet and you make up almost 80% of this entire chart here. Yard sign, open house, low, considering friend relatives, low. Home builder or agents low, and directly from the sellers is low. Think that banner ad will work? Of course. I mean, I wrote click here, right? Sometimes we think it's that easy, right? Well, hey, click here to do whatever, and that's going to bring people to whatever piece of content we have. And sometimes it will get someone interested enough to get to the next step. But what we really want to do is find content that we can post, content that's relevant, and things that you already have access to. I mean, to me, that's a winning recipe. You're not having to recreate the wheel. You're not having to find out other things and pay for other systems and things like that. You have so much at your fingertips here at Solid Source. So let's go through what a couple of those look like. And I know some of you do a lot of these things because I see it on your social media, which is fantastic. First thing, what to post and what source, right? Pictures of homes and listings. That's probably the biggest click through for the public to look on a website, look on a Facebook page and say, look at this beautiful, property with whatever features it has. Click here to see more. Typically, people are clicking on that at higher rates than, click here to choose me as your real estate agent, right? So we got to put our minds in the mindset of what a buyer or seller would be thinking when they are looking on social media and kind of think about that. But pictures of homes and listings from your website, we'll dive in a little bit deeper about how to do that because it's not as intimidating as it might sound if you've never done it before. And if you already do it, then you know the success that can bring for you. Image of the day. This is from Agent Icon. We send this to you every Monday through Friday morning. So you're going to get an image in your email inbox that says something like this one, now is a great time to sell your home, or a motivational graphic. And then all you have to do with that, copy and paste, put it in Facebook, Instagram. And you'll see why we're talking about these things in such detail here in a second. We'll wrap it all together. But I just want to give you these ideas of what to post. And if you're not getting Agent Icon, please check your junk folder. You should be getting it every Monday morning. Monday through Friday morning, about between 6 and 8 o'clock in the morning. If you're not seeing it in the inbox, please check junk folder, make them a safe sender so we can get that information to you. But it's going to say Agent Icon image of the day. And then you'll get those. If you still don't see it in junk folder, please make sure that we have your correct email address in Vision. And if all of that looks right, please contact us and let us know so we can get that one set up for you, okay? All right, image of the day from Agent Icon, listing updates. This is also part of Agent Icon and from list reports. So we'll talk about those two different items that you can get, but you can see this Agent Icon piece is actually a home in the background. It is an actual home. It's not a stock image or something that they drew up. This is a home taken with a cell phone picture, sent into Agent Icon, and you'll get that image directly. So those are great things you can post to social media. Market stats in Vision. This is actually a video you can see here. So it drops in the numbers for the county, the dates, the time period that you're looking at. So we have that on Vision. It's already available for you. Buyer and seller guides. You can see we update those 4 times per year. These are 30-ish page, really nice, full document books about, buying for one, selling for one. There's also a first-time home buyer one, and those are updated, like I said, 4 times per year. You can download those, email those to clients, put it on Facebook and say, click here to download, print it out, take it to clients, whatever you want to do in that capacity, you're able to do with that. Again, all in Vision. And then the last thing, that we're going to touch on today anyway, is your personal interests and hobbies from your personal page. So this assumes that you have a personal Facebook page on one hand and a business Facebook page on the other, meaning that sometimes you share some of that content from your personal page to your business. Many reasons to have a business page. Number one is you can run actual ads through a business page. You can't through personal. And you can see analytics through your business page that you can't see on your personal. So number of clicks, views, all of those things. So that's why you would have a business page. Plus, when people search for you, just like you do with, in my case, I would search, especially if I'm new to an area, best pizza places near me or whatever it is, doctors, attorney, whatever it is, real estate agent. And so when people search that, the first search results typically that come up in Google is Google business, number one. And then for real estate agents, it's going to be a mix between Zillow, Facebook, and then maybe your website or something else, Georgia MLS, maybe FMLS. So, you want to be there when those search results come up. And that's another way to power rank yourself organically by having that Facebook page. So you can see the green box there are things that we offer here at Solid Source, including, the website options, and we'll go through which options you have. But you have all of that available essentially at your fingertips to be able to post today on your Facebook business page. And how we want to think about that is taking all of those things we just looked at, dumping it all into a funnel, right, of Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. And then on the other side, what we're trying to get to is that know, like, and trust factor that really helps drive all sales, not just real estate or anything else, but and genuinely, right? Like, we want to do this in a genuine fashion. We want to provide information, connect with people where they want to be connected with, and ultimately drive that know, like, and trust factor for you as the real estate agent. Because most likely, if they know, like, and trust you, they're going to use you to help them, or at least they're going to have that conversation with you at some point about doing something in real estate. All right, so you know, is it leads you're looking for? Most likely, most agents are, right? And so why post? Let's look at a little bit of data, and we're about to look at the answer for the trivia question. You'll see if you were right. We'll vet through the numbers and look and announce it at the end, but you'll at least know that if you were right. So it's not on this slide, but daily time spent with media. Let's just look at really one graphic, one piece of this graph here. Does that surprise you? The time spent using social media? This is for internet users age 16 to 64 with different kinds of social media, 2 hours and 29 minutes on average on social media. So what is the awake time for average person? You know, what, 8 to 10 or something, probably average. So that's was that 14 hours? So 2.5 hours out of that is spent on social media on average. That's a big number. That's a lot. It's more than I would have guessed initially on this on this chart here. And so what really tells us again is that's where people are. Let's look at the device that people use to get access to the internet. Does it surprise anyone that it's 92% for mobile versus 67-ish% for laptop? Does that surprise anybody? I see a lot of heads shaking no, like it doesn't surprise, because we probably do it, right? Especially as real estate agents, you're out and about, you're on your cell phone all the time, talking, texting, emailing clients. So again, we're just trying to understand the user so that we can post our content and understand how it's going to be used, you know, in the right way. And again, to maximize our return on investment for what we put in. All right, so here's the answer to the trivia question. So the overview of social media use. A couple of things to look at is the top left. There's 4.7 billion number of social media users. That's a lot. And then what we are looking at here is the number of social media users versus total internet. And you feeling good about your answers? Well, let's see. It's actually 93.6. So a lot higher than I thought. And I see a lot of the answers. Some people got right around that number. So we'll have to see who got right close to it. But I see a lot of lower answers too. And that's what I would have thought. I would have thought maybe in the 70-ish% range, but until I saw that number. So 93.6% are on our social media users and on the internet. So that's the answer to trivia. We'll get that announced here shortly. And then let's take a look at the world's most used social media platforms. I mean, you see the chart, but would anyone have guessed it was anything other than Facebook first? Would anyone have said TikTok first?
TikTok.
I would have thought Instagram.
Yeah, Instagram, TikTok, you know, maybe.
And I think Facebook, I think old people.
You know, it's definitely this chart right here, this package of charts, they break down everything, you know, demographics of who uses what more, but this is just looking at total ranking of social media by global active users, right? So it is a global, you know, portion of it today that we're looking at, but Facebook is, and this is in millions, so this isn't 3,000 users, right? This is in millions. But you can look and see, I mean, it's a, you know, a decent lead over YouTube, and definitely a decent lead over their other company, Instagram, almost double. It is double plus, and they own WhatsApp as well, right? So it's Facebook, WhatsApp, Instagram right here, all owned by the same company. And then you've got YouTube sitting right there, and then TikTok was down here, which I was actually surprised by that as well, although it is definitely on the higher trajectory of growth, right? If you think about maybe this number up here being the total amount of users that's out there, then there's still a lot of catch up that this platform can get to. We won't really highlight a ton of information for TikTok today. That's kind of its own little specialty item, but you can reuse a lot of content that you put on these other platforms onto TikTok if you have that channel. So don't worry about having to come up with something new for that one. All right, so why post? Coming back to wrap up that first little section we just looked at, is it's where the eyes are, right? So we want to go where the audience is. If you had 2 venues to perform a concert at, and you had one that was full and one that was empty, or had a couple of people, you would probably go to the full one if you want to increase your CD sales or MP4 sales, or whatever works for the decade we're talking about. That's where you would go, right? And so that's where we want to put our information. That's where we want to connect with people, with the ultimate goal of getting face to face. We're still in an environment where people connect face to face. Does anyone here say, I've bought and sold, helped clients buy and sell strictly in the virtual world? And if you have, congratulations, you're probably set up for the future. But right now, it's still a face-to-face business. Buyers are still going to the property, looking at it. There's so much to see that you can't only see online, right? And we've probably all showed properties where we're like, oh, they're going to love this property. And you get there and you open the door and you're like, wait a minute, the floor is slanted, or this was actually touched up on Photoshop or something like that. Something happened in that property where it went from a 10 to maybe a 1 or something like that in your eyes, and definitely in your client's eyes. So the goal is face to face with all of what we talk about today. So we just want to keep that in mind. All right, so I'll give you a second to read that. Kind of speaks for itself, right? You definitely can pay people to run ads. You can pay people. The internet world. Let's see, I hear a little feedback. The world out there is really focused on helping real estate agents spend their marketing money. But what we want to do today is show you how you can do it, and how effective and really. Sorry, y'all, I keep hearing like a buzz noise. How you can do it. So that's what we're going to look at today. We're really going to look at it through the lens of, I want to give you some examples, concrete examples with amounts that these ads cost to run, so that you can see how high of a return on investment you can have for not a lot of money. So for this example, we'll look at, it was a for sale video, and it actually was a slideshow video. It was not a highly produced, production crew coming in taking a video. It was pictures that were taken of this property. Not even a really great description here. It just says, take a peek, here's info, click here. So this is kind of in here because it was so basic. I want you to see how even just a very, very basic ad can perform in something like Facebook. So here are the numbers, and let's look at a couple. So number one is the impressions. So 1,878 impressions, cost per result 4 cents. This ad cost $15 to run and received 1,878 impressions. 1,852 you can see up here were total video plays. Now that may sound like, hey, how many leads did you get? How many buyers came? How many of these things? And we could get into all of those, finer details. But really what I'm going to show you and what this does for you is shows you how you can get in front of an audience that maybe it would take you a lot more time to do if you were door knocking or cold calling a neighborhood or something like that, which are still great avenues. Definitely not knocking any of that type of business, but I want to show you how you can really scale here for not a lot of money, and you could have both of those things happening. So this one costs $15 to run. The great information that you can take from all of these that we're looking at is to go show your seller, hey, I'm getting eyes on your property, and here are the results. You don't need to show them the entire thing with the receipt of how much was spent, right? The goal is to show them productivity. Just because you're efficient at running your social media ads and you're cost effective with it, that shouldn't, in my opinion, come into play. Instagram, this is an example of an open house that was run. Open house, come to this open house, one still picture, so not even a video or anything like that. Let's look at the numbers there. 540 impressions, 27 post engagements on this one post, and it costs a whopping $10 to run that open house ad. And so now I can go to my seller, and when they say, hey, how many people came to the open house? Well, let me start off by letting you know I had an ad run, and there were 540 impressions. We had, you know, X number of people came to the property. And if there weren't a ton of people that came to that property, then the great thing is you still have this information that you can say, I got it out in front of people. So that's where that one comes in. Let's look at a couple more here. This is if you're a new agent, you do not have a property to market on the listing or on the open house part. You're able to say in a general video, this is a stock image that Facebook will let you run in the background. And it's just a little quick video that you can make within Facebook when you run an ad of, you know, buy and sell with confidence, or, you know, if you're looking in the Roswell area, I'd love to help you. You know, you can tailor that message based on where you work and what you do. And then this one, look, very simple. The real estate market is hot. Let our experience support you. And let's look at the numbers. 344 post engagements, ran for a really quick time frame. You can see right here, 746 people ran the video, and it cost $13.30. And this was because you can pick a period of time for it to run, and when it stops, it stops. And so you can say spend up to $15, and if they only spend $13.30, then that's what you pay based on how many people it showed it to. So again, just the trend here, you're hopefully seeing that. This was a just listed, so this is if you have a property. Again, these are typically the highest clicks that you're going to see is when you have a property and people want to know more about it. But 105 clicks, it was run for a very short period of time, 18 cents per click, and $20. That got 1,439 impressions. And this was the most expensive one that we've looked at for the price run, but it was for a new listing. Again, you don't have properties to show. That buyer and seller guide we looked at earlier, here's a great example of an ad that was actually run for that. So this is the same guide that we're talking about from the same place we get it from. 12 link clicks to download this guide, 2,800 impressions. So it got in front of that many people, and it cost $9.84 to get that out there. And these guides, obviously you can see your name would be at the top, you know, for your real estate page. You would have on this guide, wherever you send them to on your website or somewhere else, you can have more information about you, enter your email address, click here to download. I mean, you can make it what you want it to be, as complicated as you want, in an effort to collect email address and phone numbers and things like that. But that's all here for you, you know, less than $10. All right,
Dan,
so, oh yeah,
what did
go
you
ahead.
say we get the where do we get the buy and seller guide?
Yeah, so that's inside of Vision, and we'll look at it a little bit later, but it's inside the resources section in marketing, and we'll go through where to find that. That's a good question.
Okay.
And we do update those, and we also put those on our Friday emails typically that we send out. There's a little section about halfway down on those Friday recap emails. Most of the time we at least put a link to those, especially if we've updated, but I'll show you where. All right, so the actual retail price of these ads, $68 across 5, almost 7,000 impressions, and almost 880 link clicks, watched videos through those ads. So you can see, you know, not a lot of cost for the total amount of reach and impressions you got. Now, when you get this thing really dialed in, you'll be able to track how much money you spent, how many buyers and sellers, and, you know, run it all the way out for you and your purposes. Sometimes it's a little bit of branding, right? Because they see you all the time. And so you're not really sure technically if that lead came from the ad itself or from the branding of, you know, 5 different things that you ran. Either way, if the clients are coming to you, it's not a bad thing to have happen. All right, so this one says, I will find you and I will show you a highly specific Facebook ad. If we've ever seen the Taken movies, that's kind of, you know, a play on his words there. And so we will find a targeted audience to send information to. And I want to show you that in the most simple way possible of showing you on your Facebook business page. This is how easy it is to run an actual ad. Number 1, click create post. I think we all know that. And then once we're there, we're going to write something about it. And number 3, we're going to post it. And we showed all of those things that you can post in there. And you can see right here, there's a picture. There's some other things you can do, but that's going to be your picture or your video you're going to put in. We'll show you how to run a house from a URL link on your website in just a second, but just want to show the outline of this. And then for Instagram, really the same thing. You click the plus sign, typically on mobile phone. You would want to do this just because it's a little easier. And then you click the post button right here, and then you put whatever picture, words you want to put in there. So that's how easy it is to do. And you can have the Facebook business and the Instagram business page linked so that when you post to one, it posts to the other and do that type of thing. All right, so how do you take from your website a listing, maybe your listing or a listing you're sharing on behalf of another agent, and put it into your social media? We're going to look at examples with KV Core, but this can be done with any IDX website out there, including the included websites that are on FMLS and Georgia MLS. So those are included with your MLS subscriptions. They are pretty, basic in what they allow you to do, but they do have the IDX search feed. But this is, if you have KV Core platform, this is what this looks like. You'll take and search for a property here. Say it was this one that we searched for. You'll take this URL where this green arrow is, copy that, and then we'll show on the next screen what to do with it. But that's how easy it is to find that property. So go to the KV Core account, search, highlight, and copy the URL. Jump over to your Facebook page, and where we showed that earlier of where to actually put something, you're just going to paste it right there. So that URL comes up. It looks like this. It looks, it's unformatted. It's in raw form there. So you're going to paste it, and then you'll actually delete that out. Once that picture loads for the property, you just delete out the blue, URL that you entered, and then you type something nice over the top, right? Just listed, stunning 5-bed, 4-bath, whatever it is that you're putting on that property, that's what you would put in this. And then it's going to keep that picture. And then now you have a couple of different options. You can post it. That's just going to be a generic organic post, or you can boost it, which is a paid, part of it. So you'll toggle that little button on and click post. You'll choose how much money you want to spend, couple bucks, $20, $50, whatever you want to spend on this thing, you'll be able to do that right there. And it will ask you a few questions. Is this housing? You do have to check yes on that. It will ask you how much you want to spend and where you want to show it to. So you'll have a couple of questions. This is the easy button in Facebook to be able to advertise, the boost. But if you want to get really deep into the ads manager, you can do that. That's not what this class is today, but there's tons of videos on how to do that. That's actually the best possible scenario, is that you learn that, because it will maximize your return on investment. This is still a really good return on investment, but not quite as deep as that ads manager can get you to. But I just want to show you how easy it is again. Now, we just took that URL you can see on the middle, we pasted it, we deleted it out after it loaded the picture, and then we went in, typed some nice words. Now we can post or boost post and post it. So recap that, go to your business page, paste it, delete it after it populates, and then you can choose to boost it at the same time. So that's it. Those two slides we just looked at. Find the URL, put it in your Facebook page, post it, and after it populates the picture. And now when someone clicks on that picture, they go back to your website. That's the whole goal, right? So you create in reverse what the user sees, right? User clicks, goes to your website. You have to go to your website first, and then go to Facebook and paste it so it can work in the right order.
Excuse me, Demo.
Yes.
When we're using another agent's listing, is there any specific language that we should have in that marketing material?
Yeah, that's a good question, Ken. It comes up a lot, actually. And so what we recommend here is number one, try to keep it within SolidSource if you can, and definitely get permission from the agent. Now, do you have to get permission from the agent because it's on an IDX feed? Technically the answer would be no. But we find from a what do you call it? Playing together nicely standpoint, that hey, do you mind if I post that home on my Facebook page? I'd like to market it to try to find a buyer for it. Most listing agents will probably say yes, go for it. Now, if they do say go for it, obviously find the picture or find the link on an IDX feed, right? Because otherwise, if you tried to save one of the pictures from FMLS and post it on your Facebook, that's a violation right there, because that picture is technically owned by the person that paid for the pictures, and you can get in a lot of trouble that way. So, you know, I wouldn't do that route. I would always drive it back to a website. But if they say, yeah, you can post that, get that website URL, and then I would put, so you know how in Facebook where it says see more, and you know, then it drops the full description. I would put their information at the bottom of that post. But also when the user clicks on that picture of the property and goes to your website or a website, it should have that agent or that broker's information on it for the listing broker. So if that's not you, if it's not Solid Source or whatever, you know, it's going to drive back there. The whole goal there is that the Georgia Real Estate Commission wants it to not appear that you're saying, this is my property, come to me, and then that person doesn't understand that the listing agent is really over here. And we can talk about the whole Zillow thing and how that appears and whatever, but we won't go down that road because that's not anything we can really control. But what we want to do is yes, you can do it. I would say start with Solid Source and just say, hey, Barbara, do you mind if I put that picture on or that listing on my Facebook page? Yes, great. Have it in an email just so that everybody understands. Grab it, put it on your Facebook page as the URL, so that when somebody clicks on it, it goes back to an actual website. Does that answer the question, or did that confuse the question?
Yeah, that answered the question.
Okay. So the answer is yes, but we just would like for, you know, everybody to just get permission, just because, you know, last thing you want to do is be looking around on your social media and see the property that you're listing marketed by someone else, and then say, wait a minute, you know, what are you doing there? So I always think it's just, you know, good business to do that. I think most listing agents would want that to happen anyway, would let you.
Well, it just, the surprise factor is what you're managing.
All right, y'all. So let's look at one more example, and an example that you can use to do exactly what we put up here: Facebook boost plus Instagram. So you're running one post, right? And this is of a flyer. So this is not of, we were kind of talking about driving back to a website. This one's actually just a flyer. Boost the post, and it pops up to be able to do Instagram and Messenger if you want to inside of that same ad. So all that was done was, this was an ad that was a post that was already posted to your business page. And sorry, somebody did ask, does this only work on your business page? Yes, you can only run ads, see these analytics, and do all of this stuff from a Facebook business page. So you definitely want to do that. No cost to set it up. Tons of videos on that, and I think we have a link in here on how to set that up if you don't have it. But this is if you posted, say, a post in your Facebook business page, come see this property, it's great. And then at the bottom, after you post it, you'll go back on your page and you'll see a button that says boost post. All you do is click that, answer a few questions like, is this housing? Click yes. And then you'll see this information right here. Where should people see it? Instagram as well, if you want it there. If you don't, it's up to you, but that's the easy button of a post you've already posted on your Facebook business. And then, you know, this could be $1 a day. I mean, it's like I said, it doesn't have to be a lot for that. And it can be a really broad audience that you have. This part right here is actually inside of the CRM of KV Core. I just want to show you, if you say, hey, I don't want to have to go through to get the URL, or what's an easier button than that? That's pretty easy, but this is even easier. So say this is your listing. All that you have to do is go click this box here that says more actions, go down to post Facebook. And once you tie in your account into here, it's just going to pop it up and it's going to bring that link in. And so now, instead of having to do the copy and the paste and delete thing, it actually just brings it right there. Now you can go in there, type something about the property, and click post. And now it's going to post it right to your Facebook page. So we kind of talked about this piece. And so what if you want to pay some money instead of lots of or none? If you don't want to do it yourself, a lot of options out there. You probably get tons of marketing sent to you and phone calls from marketing companies, you know, really just trying to tell you that it's really difficult to do and that you really need to pay them a lot of money to do it. And I'm here to tell you that it's not that difficult to do. But if you do want to pay somebody to do it, make sure that you're getting your money's worth. Inside of KV Core, just want to show you what some options are here. just because they do a really good job of giving you a lot of options for it. Smart social leads, Facebook retargeting, meaning well, we won't go too deep into that, but essentially, you know how sometimes when you go to a website and you come to Facebook and it's like, oh, I see you're looking for front door rugs, you know, as an ad, and you're like, how did they know I was on Target looking for rugs for the front door or whatever? That's how, right? Like there's a retargeting feature that they can plug in. They'll do Google pay-per-click ads for you here, which is we're not really talking about today. It's a whole different animal, but still a good option. And then the Facebook piece, Google branded displays, and done for you campaigns and things like that. So this is the easy button. We started off with kind of the DIY easy button and got a little easier. And then this is the easiest. If you have more money than time, then this is your option. More time than money, you know, would be the option we've already looked at. All right, who here uses Agent Icon on a fairly frequent basis, or has used it before, loves it, anything like that? All right, I see more and more hands every time I ask that question in different classes. And the real reason is that it's easy, it's professional, it looks really nice for the end user when they're looking at your stuff. And the great thing is it happens within seconds. And that piece we'll look at a little video if you've never seen how easy this works. But you can do these types of things, right? This is the home in the background. This is exactly what you get. You don't have to put it into Canva or worry about Photoshop or any other editing software. It comes to you just like this. These are the types of things that you get, you know, in the morning, Monday through Friday. And then I want to show you what this video looks like. So this is actually, and I just pushed play. It's a real screen grab. It's not a doctored video. And I'll give you all the contact information so you can save it in your phone. But essentially, if you take a picture of a house, and this is just a stock image of a house, text it in, and you'll see how quickly you're going to get back all of those things that we looked at, where it's coming soon, just listed, just sold, open house, all of that. So we sent the picture literally right there. This is real time, not an edited video. They're ready, right? So texted the picture, edited, and now here's your library that you can download and share on your social media. New listing, under contract, congrats, all of those things right there. And then even at the bottom are the things like thinking of selling and those types of images. So that happened, the timing on this was 8 seconds. So if you think about you going to a listing appointment against 3 other agents, 2 other agents, maybe you're the only agent that you know of going there who really cares at that point. But if you took the picture of that property on the outside and texted it to that number as you walk up to the front door, now you're going to have all your marketing sitting there waiting on your phone when you get ready to talk about that marketing piece. And all you do is just pull up your phone when you're talking to them, you know, thank you for having me out here, which we're going to get into that piece in the second half of this class. Thank you for having me here. I just want to share with you some of the marketing that I do for my clients, and pull up those pictures that you have hot off the press, and it's their house in the background. I mean, who's ever done anything like that when you've been out buying anything to show you your property with how professional and you know, great these photos already look? I mean, I would be like, wow, that's really cool. You're ready to go. All right, let's get this thing marketed. Maybe not quite that easy, right? But at least you're a step ahead of the other agents, most likely in that scenario. So really easy to do. I'm going to give you this, but I'm going to give you these numbers in a QR code so you can download it. So what I'd like for us to do is let's practice. Do you, number one, have a picture of a house on your phone? We're all agents. We probably have a bunch, but if you don't, no one's going to see if you took a picture of your desk or your coffee mug right now and sent it to this number. But if you're Solid Source Realty, there's the QR code to do this. And if you're Solid Source Realty Georgia, there it is. So we're going to take a minute and take out our phones. And I want you to just see how easy this is, especially if you've never done it, to just grab your camera app on your phone and hover above. If we probably are all familiar with QR codes the last couple of years, but just hover your camera above whichever side of Solid Source you're on, Realty or Georgia, and then click the button that comes up. I think some are yellow, some are different colors, blue maybe. When you click that, it's going to bring up a text message, or it should bring up your text message, and it's going to try to send it to the right place, right? All you have to do is add a photo into that text message, and then see what happens. So let's all take a minute, just send a picture in. Like I said, this This doesn't go out to Solid Source or anywhere, anyone else in this class or anything. So like I said, if it's your coffee mug, that's fine. You'll see how easy and quick it is. And we did have a question that says, I'll always email Agent Icon. So great point. You can definitely email Agent Icon, but if you click here on these QR codes, that will bring you to that. And at the end of class, I'm going to give you another code that will save Agent Icon in your phone with the right phone number, email address, all of that stuff. So it will be essentially their contact card. If you prefer email, you'll have it. If you prefer cell phone, you have it. All right, y'all. So that's that piece. Obviously, you send a picture of a house over, you're going to have some, similar results like this, but all, again, very nice, very professional things that you can do. Now, step 2 on Agent Icon. Did you know that you can take your picture and send it in to Agent Icon and get back results like this? So a lot of agents have asked us for, what about marketing of me, the agent, not just the properties that I represent? So let's take a minute and do this one, because this one is all about you, being able to promote you. If you have a picture you want to use of you, great. If you want to take a selfie as you do this, great. If you want to do the coffee mug until you have a picture you want to use, do whatever you want. But I want you to see again how easy this is. And this is a different number, okay? So, if you send the house, if you send your picture to the house number, you're going to see the things you see on homes. But this one is your hometown agent ready to sell, call me, and some other great options for you, but of you and for your marketing. So we'll take 1 minute and work through this too. Okay, so we have to kind of get a little wrap actually on this first part. We're going to say this how-to guide is how to create a Facebook business page, how to do an Instagram business, how to do a YouTube channel. All of that is available on this QR code. And again, you'll have all of these slides. So if you want to go back and scan it later, you can, but that's a document for you to be able to do those things. If you want to sign up for a lead program we offer here called OpCity, if you're not involved in that, so kind of wrapping up this whole lead generation portion that we've looked at the beginning, this is a program that provides internet leads to you directly. We recommend that if you use OpCity, that you also spread out your lead generation and run some social media. If calling expireds and for sale by owners is part of your journey, do that, like whatever it is, but not solely relying on this, just because it can get a little costly. They take a percentage of the commission at closing, just like Zillow Flex and those types of services. But it is a service that's no upfront cost, and they will send you leads, and we offer that here. There's no upcharge for being part of that here at Solid Source. Some brokers do charge on top of what this service charges, but we don't do that. It's only $300 when you close. And so that's what that is if you want to sign up. And then if you want KV Core, which is what we looked at earlier in this session, you can sign up for that here. That service is actually north of $300 per month right now if you go directly to them with a year-long contract, setup fees, those types of things. But here at Solid Source, it's offered at $75 month to month. So it's a full front-end lead generation website like we looked at with that CRM portion integrated. And that the other great thing about the CRM we didn't really touch about is if someone clicks on that ad you ran on Facebook and gets into your CRM system when you route it, what's going to happen is you can set up to make that system email, text, do whatever in those two categories to that person automatically. So you're sleeping and they go to your website, click on that ad. They want to see more about that property. They'll get to see it on your website. And then once they register on your site or ask for their email address and phone number, it will automatically send them a message that you tell them to send. There's already things plugged in there like, hey, thanks for checking out this property on my site. Are you only interested in this area or somewhere else? And if they reply back to it, it's going to pop up to you, notify you on your phone and say, hey, this person is interested in chatting, jump into this conversation. You'll be able to jump in and have that human conversation from that point. But it does a lot of the, kind of a monotonous beginning text and emails for you if you want it to. So that's what that platform is. If you want more info, you can click there. So let's wrap up this first piece. This is actually one of my favorite little cartoons here. So just to wrap up kind of the social media, part of it it kind of feels like this sometimes, right? Like I posted for 3 days straight and got no leads. I'm out. And then this guy's, thinking about it the right way, right? I'm adding value every day, building my business for the long term. And it can be defeating. You're new to social media. You put your first few things out there. You got one like, and maybe that was a family member or a friend who knows you were putting it out there. Maybe it was yourself on your personal page, liking your business page. Don't give up, right? Like it's not it's not a short game. This thing is long term. It's building your business, on a solid foundation, really. Because what happens is, what's the saying? We all overestimate how much we can do in a year and underestimate what we can do in 5 or 10 years. And it really is that, because once you start building this, say you haven't before, but you start today or this weekend, you start building this, you start putting out content. What's going to happen is, of course you're going to be frustrated. You're going to be like, wait, what happened? 2-3 weeks from now, but then 2-3 months from now, and 6 months and a year from now, you're going to look back and you're going to have this whole long track record of things that you've put on social media that have given people an understanding of the market. Next level is you on video talking about what's happening in the real estate market that you're in or that you're targeting, right? Because everyone watches the news and hears how terrible everything is in real estate. But is it in every single market in every part of every area? No, of course not, right? And so, you bringing that information, and even if it is, not great news, at least you are bringing relevant, concrete information about that area or say subdivision or neighborhood or whatever it is, right? And they're going to see you as that expert. If you weren't a real estate agent in the 08 to 12 period of time, there were a lot of agents who buckled down and went through that period of time and gained a lot of business because they stayed plugged in with their sphere of influence and their audience. And so what better way now with social media, how easy it is to set up, have it, be able to communicate, than you being the expert in that area and bringing that content. And again, if you need ideas on what to post, we did that in the first part of this class, and so you'll be able to have that for you. All right, so wrapping up the first piece of this, we'll take questions and then we'll take a break. As you can do it, you'll get better and play the long game. That's the goal here for anything that has to do with social media and lead generation in particular. So let's see, Roxanne, she's on the phone. So I think we will come back at 11, and then we will run our part 2 for this. Does anyone want to, let's see, we probably have time for a couple of questions before we take a break. And if we need to adjust the break time, we will. Maxine, I think you may have your hand up. Oh, hey, Maxine, I can't hear you. I think you came off of mute, but I can't hear you. Oh, I'm sorry, Maxine. I see you came off the mute, but I don't know why it's not picking up your volume.
I was asking what gets more views, slideshow video or walkthrough videos?
Oh, good question. Definitely video, right? So Rachel does a great job here at Solid Source of producing a lot of our video content, especially for our podcast and things like that. And so video number one from all platforms, right? So if you are trying to figure out, hey, I'm already on Facebook Business, already put things up there, like this is not new to me. Okay. If video is new to you, then this is the secret recipe for it. Grab your phone, keep it, vertical, right? 60 seconds or less, which is great because then you don't have to think, oh, I got to talk for 3 minutes or 12 minutes or 30 minutes about any one subject. You're able to do a video. Hey, this is what's going on in Roswell real estate. This is what's going on in the community, new restaurant, park, whatever information you want to do, walkthrough of a house. But if you can focus on vertical video, less than 60 seconds, which again is a relief in my opinion, but that's what all the platforms we looked at that are at the top of that list, the few slides back, that's all they care about right now. We're going to just, cut to the chase. they could care less about a still photo or whatever. They sprinkle that in after all the vertical videos and all the horizontal videos are looked through. Then they'll give you, hey, here's a picture of whatever. Now I say that, half kidding, right? But also half serious, because all of these platforms, TikTok is a competitor, right? They know TikTok is climbing the ranks. What is TikTok? All video. So what is Instagram Reels? All video. Facebook Stories. Facebook's probably the last place that you can still do a regular image, and it not be something super, spectacular and still get results, but it's coming. And they all want to go to video because they know that's where the audience is. And so the earlier you can adopt it, the better you're going to be. And really, if you look out there at the top real estate agents nationwide who have the largest audience, it's all video. It's Instagram video, TikTok video, YouTube channel video, shorts on YouTube. So even YouTube, you saw they were number 2, right, in that ranking. They have converted almost I don't know what percentage of their platform, but a large percentage of their platform converted over to focus on what they call shorts, which are under 60 or 90 seconds, whatever it is, under 60 seconds, I believe, video. So again, vertical, under 60 seconds. If you have a cell phone, you're already in the game and plugged in. And then you already have you with all the knowledge that you have. Turn that video on, record it, post some great things up there for your clients, and get moving. But that's really what's going to put you at the top of the algorithm, right? That's what we're talking about. How to get in front of these people and in front of your audience is through that means, and through vertical 60 seconds or less. You'll hear us talk about it a ton. We do it here. So we're not only just saying, hey, we've heard this somewhere. We actually do it here as part of Solid Source. If you go on our YouTube channel, I don't know, we may have 100 and something videos that are shorts created for that. And we see, obviously, when you run the video, you get to see the, results. The results on the shorts video is I don't know, in some cases 5 to 10x of what an organic horizontal video used to be. So if you want to get in front of more people, if you want your name and your information and the stuff you're talking about to be out there, that's the ball game right now. Horizontal videos is kind of going by the wayside unless you're doing like a really nice listing walkthrough. I know this is a long answer for that question, and but we are very passionate about it. Obviously, you can tell. And so we want you to be, because we want you to be the rock star for all of the people that know, like, and trust you. And if they don't already, that's a great way for people to get to that point with you.